Hi everyone. Good day to all of you and welcome back to another exciting episode of Mike's Choice 1. If you've been following along, you'll remember we made our way from cold, windy Melbourne all the way up to tropical Cairns. And wow, what a change that was. We've already checked out some amazing and exotic spots across northern Queensland. But guess what? Today's day 2, and we've got another awesome adventure lined up. Yep, it's an early start for us today because we are heading back down to Cairns from beautiful Port Douglas. Here's our crew. Well, almost everyone. The 2 youngest members snagged the front seats, one's behind the wheel, the other's navigating and making sure we don't miss a turn. Stick around, because what's coming up next is going to be really interesting. I said it was going to be an interesting day, but I definitely didn't expect this kind of experience. Along the road, we came across another motorist who'd run into a bit of trouble. It looked like their car had slipped off the road, probably because of the rain and those slippery conditions. Traffic slowed down for a while, and it was a good reminder for all of us. Whenever it's raining, it really pays to take it easy and stay extra cautious on the road. Safety first, always. Now we were closer to Cairns and we could see the hills that we were heading today. Everyone was excited about this experience that we are going to have, as that was one-of-a-kind experience to head to Kurunda village. We could see the gondolas going up and down, and that was one method of getting to Kurunda village. It is called the Skyrail. We could see the Skyrail base station onto our right-hand side. But we had planned a different route to get to Kurunda village. So we had to take a western arterial road, and it was full of traffic due to office and other traffic. On our way to start the climb up to the Kuranda Scenic ride, we spotted a really cool place, the Australian Armour and Artillery Museum. Now that sounds like an awesome spot to explore, definitely something to save for another day. A little while later, we arrived at Freshwater Station, the starting point for the famous Kuranda Scenic Railway. From here, the train takes you all the way up through the mountains to the beautiful Kuranda village. Actually, there are 2 ways to get to Kuranda. One is by taking this scenic train ride, and the other is by the Skyrail Rainforest cableway. For our trip, we decided to take the train up and then come back down by Skyrail, so we could experience both. And here's a little tip: if you're planning to visit Kuranda, make sure to book your tickets online before you arrive in Cairns. It'll save you time and guarantee your spot. Let me take you with us to the station. As we had parked on one side of the station, we had to cross the tracks and get to the station entrance. Now we are at the entrance of the station, and we need to collect the entrance tickets. So Yuvan and Yuvini collected the tickets, as they were the people who organized this tour and made all the relevant reservations. We just took a break and enjoyed what is on display and had a look at souvenirs to take back home. While waiting for the train, you can even grab a quick brekkie or a cuppa right here at the station. It's such a relaxed spot, perfect for soaking in the atmosphere before the journey starts. If you've got a few extra minutes, take a little stroll around this beautiful station. The place has such a charming, vintage vibe, neat gardens, heritage-style buildings, and that classic railway feel. And don't miss the station restaurant. It looks fantastic. Inside, you'll also find some old railway artifacts and displays that tell the story of how train travel evolved in this part of Australia. It's like stepping back in time while waiting to start your own scenic adventure. Finally, it looks like our train is arriving.
Attention customers, the Kuranda Scenic Railway will soon be approaching the station. For your safety, please stand clear behind the yellow safety line. Once again, the Kuranda Scenic Railway will soon approaching the station. For your safety, please stand clear behind the yellow safety line. Thank you.
So with our tickets ready and cameras charged, it was time to hop on board. We were in the Wagon 10, so we had to find Wagon 10 and get into that one. The Kuranda Scenic train is a real classic, beautifully restored, full of old world charm, and surrounded by amazing mountain views. As soon as we stepped inside, you could feel that sense of history mixed with adventure. Everyone was excited, windows down, cameras out, and ready to capture every moment of this stunning ride through the rainforest. The journey ahead promised waterfalls, tunnels, and views you simply can't see from the road. This was going to be something special.
For those passengers who have just joined us at Freshwater Station, I would like to welcome you on board the historic Kuranda Scenic Railway. Our onboard staff are here to help make your trip as enjoyable as possible. If there's any way they can be of assistance, please do not hesitate to ask. For your convenience, you will find toilet facilities located in many of the carriages. Please ask our onboard personnel for directions.
Experience one of the most unique rail journeys in Australia. The Kuranda Scenic Railway, in operation since 1891, immerses you in the rich history of the tropical North Queensland area and its pioneering past. The original Kuranda Scenic Railway heritage carriages offer the old world charm of travelling in authentic timber carriages, some of which are up to 90 years old. Upgrade to Gold Class for a premium experience offering a little extra comfort and luxury, including a souvenir gift and local delicacies served by your dedicated host. Only in 9:30 a.m. and 3:30 p.m. services.
Views from this part of the line. If you look out toward the horizon, you may see the outline of Green Island against the sea. Below us, you may also see the Barron River as it meanders its way to the Coral Sea through a patchwork of cane fields. Although built to service the mining township, this railway soon became more popular with sightseers and holidaymakers.
There you can see the sea.
Shift bark huts. Some workers even had their wives and children with them. It was hard work for the men and a hard life for all. During the next few minutes, our train will pass through a series of short tunnels. Imagine the difficulty of digging these tunnels using just picks and shovels. To add to the hardship, the men had to supply their own tools if they wanted a job. bridge, look to the right for a great photo of the bridge. Then quickly look across to the left for another great photo of the waterfall. For your safety, please do not place any part of your body outside of the carriage doors or windows. After your carriage crosses the bridge, look back and you may be able to obtain another great photo of the falls. In 1890, then Governor of Queensland Sir Henry Norman visited the site and a banquet was held in his honour in the middle of the bridge. The time caused all speeches to be cancelled, so there was just one toast to the Governor. One could say a perfect combination of interesting company, delightful surroundings, good food, and best of all, no speeches.
Here we can see the Barron River, and we may be able to see the Barron Gorge in the next few minutes.
The Barron Gorge hydroelectric power station. The power of water flowing over Barron Falls was first harnessed in 1935 and was Australia's first underground power station.
Thank you.
The train made a short 10-minute stop at Barron Gorge Station, giving everyone the perfect chance to hop out, stretch their legs, and soak in the incredible view. Right in front of us was the majestic Barron Gorge, with the Barron Falls thundering down the cliffs, absolutely breathtaking. What's even more interesting is that there's an underground hydro power station right here, built to harness the energy of these powerful falls. Everyone was out with their cameras and phones, capturing this amazing spot from every angle. Definitely one of those moments you'll want to remember forever. At Barron Gorge Station, you can even do a short little trek to explore the lookout area, but don't wander too far, because the train doesn't stop for long. We didn't go too far ourselves, just enough to take in the stunning view and enjoy the moment. Of course, we made the most of the stop, took a bunch of group photos, and a few friendly visitors even helped us capture a great team shot. It turned out to be a fantastic stop, a quick visit to the Barron Gorge Falls Lookout and Barron Gorge Station, but one we'll definitely remember. After a short and scenic ride from Barron Gorge, we finally arrived at our destination, Kuranda village. As soon as we stepped off the train, we were greeted by that warm tropical air and the relaxed rainforest vibe that Kuranda is famous for. The Kuranda station itself is beautiful, covered in lush green plants, colourful flowers, and that classic heritage design that makes it feel like something straight out of history. It's honestly one of the prettiest little stations you'll ever see. From here, it's just a short walk up to the main village area, where you'll find lots of local markets, cafes, art galleries, and souvenir shops, all with that unique Kuranda charm. Everyone was excited to explore, stretch our legs, and see what this rainforest village had to offer. The train ride was stunning, but Kuranda itself felt like a hidden gem waiting to be discovered. Once we stepped into Kuranda village, the vibe instantly changed. It felt like we'd entered a tropical rainforest market straight out of a travel magazine. What we first saw was a place serving tap beer. It was very inviting due to the warm weather. One shop that really caught our attention was packed with crocodile leather products, belts, bags, wallets, you name it. But the most surprising thing? Right in the middle of the store was a life-sized stuffed crocodile. It looked so real that for a second, we almost thought it might move. It was such an interesting place to explore, definitely something you don't see every day, and a reminder that you're truly in far north Queensland, where crocodiles are part of the local story. With slight rain and due to a bit of walking up, we were hungry, and we settled down to have a bit of lunch and a beer at this restaurant. It was nothing fancy, but really great. We passed a small church, its white paint fading under the harsh sun, and the air seemed to tremble with a low, ancient sound. Up ahead, an Aboriginal man stood alone. He lifted a long, hollowed-out branch to his lips, a yidaki, or didgeridoo, and the drone that poured out was deep and alive, rolling through the stillness like thunder caught in a dream. The moment hung in the heat, timeless and raw, as if the land itself were listening.
Good man.
The streets were lined with small shops and colourful stalls, each one selling something unique: handmade crafts, local art, souvenirs, and even natural skincare products made right here in the region. We could hear the sound of local musicians playing in the background, and the smell of freshly brewed coffee and tropical fruit juices filled the air. It was such a warm and friendly atmosphere, everyone smiling, chatting, and just enjoying the day. We spent some time walking around, checking out the Kuranda markets, and even stopped at a few cafes for a quick snack and a drink. Each corner had its own charm: rustic wooden signs, rainforest greenery all around, and that laid-back Queensland feel. If you're ever in this part of Australia, Kuranda village is definitely worth a visit, not just for the scenic train or Skyrail, but for the amazing energy and creativity you'll find in this little rainforest town. We walked for a few hours, and now we're heading back. We had planned to take the Skyrail to get back down. Yes, now we are trying to board the Skyrail, and they take 4 people to each gondola. So with a brief from the team, our first party got into the Skyrail.
So you got about 10 minutes to the first station, right?
Right.
Highly recommend that you get up there, go for a bit of a look around. About 10 minutes. And Skyrail is very safe. You didn't have to bring parachutes.
No, para. Yeah. Yep, thank you.
That is our other team getting into a different gondola. It was time to leave. We boarded the Skyrail, a ribbon of steel gliding above the treetops. As the gondola lifted, the world below unfolded in waves of green. The rainforest canopy stretched endlessly beneath us, alive with motion and sound. From up here, the river flashed like quicksilver and the mountains faded into a blue haze. We drifted through the air like birds, silent and weightless, caught between earth and sky. Our first stop on the Skyrail was Barron Falls station. From here, we stepped out onto the wooden platform overlooking the gorge, the air cooler and damp with mist. We'd seen the falls earlier from the train below, but this was an entirely different view, a new angle on the same wild force. From above, the Barron River plunged through layers of rock, white spray flashing in the sunlight, its roar muffled by the distance. The rainforest framed the scene in deep greens and shadows, and for a while, we just stood there, suspended between the memory of the journey up and the one still unfolding ahead. We boarded the next gondola and drifted out once more over the vast green expanse. The Barron Gorge power station came into view in the distance, a quiet sentinel tucked among the trees, invisible from the Kuranda Scenic Rail below. From above, it looked small against the sweep of the landscape, a reminder of how easily human work disappears into nature's scale. Our next stop was Red Peak Station. Here, we stepped onto a wooden walkway that wound through the rainforest, cool and shaded beneath towering trunks. The air was rich with the scent of damp earth and leaves. Along the trail, displays described the forest's ancient story, the trees older than memory, the hidden lives of orchids, ferns, and tiny creatures that thrive in the shadows. It felt like walking through a living museum, every sound and rustle a whisper from the past. Here we are getting into the next ride. You can see the two sets of gondola in this video. One is the set which brought us to Red Peak, and the other is the chain that will take us down to Cairns End. After soaking in the calm of Red Peak, we boarded our last gondola for the descent toward Cairns. The rainforest canopy spread beneath us one final time, endless shades of green rippling in the afternoon light. As we glided lower, glimpses of the coastline began to appear, the shimmer of the coral sea catching the sun far off in the distance. The air grew warmer, the forest slowly giving way to open fields and winding rivers. It felt like returning from another world, one lifted high above the noise of time. The Skyrail journey had carried us not just over the treetops, but through layers of history and silence, where land, culture, and memory still spoke in the language of wind and water. And as the gondola touched down near Cairns, the hum of the city rising once more, it was hard not to look back to the forest that still whispered just beyond the horizon. We finally took the bud ride and reached Freshwater Station to get to our vehicle and drive back to our place. By late evening, after a quick refresh back at our stay, we headed into the city in search of a good meal. The streets of Port Douglas glowed under soft yellow lights, alive with the hum of travellers and locals winding down their day. We found a cosy spot where laughter mixed with the clink of glasses and the scent of grilled seafood drifted through the air. Everyone savoured the meal and a cool beer. Everyone except our ever-responsible designated driver, who took it all in with a smile. It was the perfect end to another memorable day in tropical Cairns, a day of sky, forest and sound, of stories carried on the wind. As the night settled over the city, it promised us another bright morning ahead. Thank you for joining us on this journey to Kuranda village, up by the Scenic Rail and back down through the clouds on the Skyrail. Don't forget to subscribe and travel with us again in the next video, a day that checked off one more dream from the bucket list.